All right, welcome everyone. Want to thank you all for joining us here at Green White Checkered TV. Got a little bit of a special deal going on this afternoon, evening, depending on your time zone. So tonight we've got 75 laps here at Talladega for LG Whaley's birthday bash. Say definitely want to wish you a happy birthday, LG. Say nobody was given the details on how old you're turning, so I'm going to guess either 21 where you can finally start drinking, or 25 where you can finally rent a car. So either way, hope you have a very happy birthday. And say I'm not sure if you're able to make the server or not, so I'll try to keep an eye on you, keep an eye out for you here. But yeah, so definitely want to wish you a very happy birthday from myself and from all of the admins and everybody with Area 51 Racing League. So they sent me a message to relay over to you. Just wanted to basically say welcome to LG's birthday bash, sponsored by Area 51, and that they would like to wish you a very happy birthday and many more to come. So with that, say drivers are putting down their qualifying laps right now. While they are doing that, I did a little bit of research on LG over here, and yeah, this is definitely a driver not to mess with. I'll say he's got with his official races, of course, this doesn't go into account league races and all this. But however, 258 official starts. Out of those 258, 83 wins, 168 top fives, and 91 poles. Average finish, his win percentage, I should say, is 32.16% and a top 5 percentage of 65.12%. So some pretty stout numbers there. And of those races that he's been in, he's led 35.18% of those races. With 5,201 laps led in these official races that he's been taking a part of. So definitely one to be reckoned with when he does make his official starts. So pretty impressive stats there. So again, yeah, definitely want to wish you a happy birthday, LG. And like I said, drivers making their qualifying laps here right now at Talladega. Should be a really exciting race. This track's always a lot of fun, especially with the Xfinity cars. These cars, they draft really well, and I say honestly, probably some of the more fun cars to drive. So we'll let them finish up their qualifying laps here, and then I believe so. It's going to be actually there's definitely more than 43 drivers this evening. So the top 30 will lock themselves into the race. And then from 31st on back, they're going to have to race their way in to get into that 31st through 43rd position. So we'll see that heat race here once qualifying is over. So yeah, so gonna have two little races here going on this evening. Should be pretty exciting here. Looking forward to it. Also, I try to find somebody to sing happy birthday to you, but got no volunteers. I won't do it because if I do, I'm going to lose any followers and viewers that we have this evening. So for the sake of everybody, I'm definitely going to avoid doing that. So I'll stick with just doing the commentating side of things, and just enjoying the show that I know these drivers are going to be putting on this evening. Alright, so I believe that is qualifying completed here. So now I said we're gonna, like we mentioned, gonna get our first heat race, or our heat race I should say, underway. So we'll take a look to see those drivers that are going to be taking part. Looks like Eric Laurie is going to be the pole sitter here for this heat race. 8 laps. I believe cautions will be turned off, so say they're just going to have to go for it all here. So we'll go ahead and get this field lined up and get things going here in just a moment. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show our starting grid for the race itself. So on the pole position is going to be Gabe Butler, Dale Willoughby. Next to him, then you have Jimmy Crow, Dude Conrad, Kenneth Mixel, I believe, Joe Delavecchia, Everett Lane, and then Michael Pegg. 9th through 16th, you got Seth Groover, Christopher Hill, Tony Wright, Bart Marak, Tyler Laureano, Sean Wilder, Donald Stewart, Dave Lane. We've got Colton Zimmer, Stephen Knight, Les Levy, Dustin Scruggs, Buck Johnson, Harold Decker, Aaron Adcock, Douglas Johnson. And then rounding out our top 30, you have Eric Laurie. Or actually, I'm sorry. So actually, as the top 24 get locked in, it looks like it's going to be from 25th on back here. Actually, now that I'm looking at this qualifying lineup, looks like from 24th on back, that's going to, 25th on back, I apologize, that's going to actually be this heat race. So it's going to be Eric Laurie, Jason Kinzer, Kevin Thrift, Dustin Markham, let's see, Connor LaFrance, Kitty Engstrom, Paul Witt, Charles Johnson. We've got Quentin Warman, Michael Spell, Jace LaFour, Kason Harnish, Dylan Butler, Clint Mata, Nadim Sabah, Max Bryant. Then we also have Ron Kunigan, Raymond Rittenauer, Shaquille O'Ray, Andrew Pleshke, let's see, Robbie Singleton, Jonathan Ross, Luke Gray, Mike Boyne, White Brown. I'm not actually in this race. I joined the server wrong. Apologies. John Sluss, Ben Allen, Aiden McConaughey, Bubba Brooks, no relation, Sean Mitchell, Kyle Osler. And then we've got Scott Corner, Jacob Schemmer, and Mark Steely. So I say some of these drivers may not actually be in this heat race here. Say some drivers left during the practice session, but you can see we've got a big field here for this heat race. Again, 8 laps is going to get the final positions. Pole sitter for this race is Eric Laurie. So yeah, so we're going to have a lot of drivers here trying to get those remaining spots, and going to be critical to just try to keep this thing clean, because I mean there's always a potential. Again, Talladega, I think we'll see some 3 wide right off the bat in this heat race. So it should be pretty exciting here. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to this race here. I believe I see about 20 cars or so, if my counting is right. I say once they get going here and complete a lap, we'll pull the ticker up and we'll kind of keep an eye on, see where everybody is. However, though, you see that Eric Laurie and Jason Kinzer, they're going to lead the field here to the green flag. Again, 8 laps for this heat race to get those final spots into the show. So again, I want to thank everybody for joining us here this evening. Alright, green flag is out again for LG Whaley's birthday bash here at Talladega. So it looks like that 071 Eric Laurie and the 11 get pretty even starts here. So again, now it's going to be getting those drivers hooked together here and try to make the most of the draft. And of course, want to get in these top spots. Right now showing 19 cars in the in this heat race here. I'm trying to remember the number of drivers that are going to get in, but there will be a few going home. So we'll see what the strategy is if you're going to try to get up front right off the bat, or you might see some drivers kind of just try to take it easy a little bit, see if there's any attrition, and then make their moves later on in the run. Right now, these drivers all running 2x2 as they come through turns 3 and 4. They're going to come across the start-finish line after the travel here to take the first lap of the 8. Alright, Eric Laurie going to lead that first lap, but again, right behind him, he's got a good help from Kevin Thrift. You got Jason Kinzer still on the top side. He's got help from that 54 of Dustin Markham. And saying right now, it's still pretty even here. You can see everybody's running pretty much 2x2. I haven't seen that third group come into play yet, but I have a feeling we're going to see that come in as this run progresses. Occasionally you might see like that 54, you might see drivers kind of poke their nose out just a little bit. That might not be them trying to actually make a pass. That's more of just trying to get some clean air on that car, get a little bit of those temps down, because if you stay locked up on the bumper of that car in front of you for too long, definitely puts you at risk of overheating. So there's going to be something to keep an eye on for these drivers up front as well. Riding on the rear bumper of Eric Laurie, getting a lot of help there from his drafting partner there. That is again Kevin Thrift in that 60. Getting a good view of that one as they come through turn number 3 and 4. And again, we're going to cross line here. It'll be to start lap number 4 of 8. So bottom line is definitely making a little bit of progress now. You can see they're able to actually, Eric's able to kind of have a car length here over those guys. So we got 5 to go of the of the 8 laps in this heat race. So far, so good for these drivers up front here. Right now, this whole field here is all within a second from the leaders to the 18th place driver, that number 82 of Clint's Mata. So again, everybody's still definitely well in contention to try to make it into the show this evening. So right now this is the battle though up front. Oh, you can see there a little further back one of those drivers getting a little loose on the entry. It looks like he's able to hang on to it. I think that was the 04. If I'm seeing the number right, maybe not. Let's see that one right. Check that. Oh, the 84. There we go. That was Jace LaForest. He's able to keep it going. Looks like he's thinking about the middle. Goes back to the inside now, looking down low here. So you have to be careful on that apron. Oh, it looks like he's got a little bit of connectivity issue there. That's going to have those drivers around him have a little bit of concern with worry about where he's going to pop back up. But so far he hasn't shown back up on track yet. So hopefully they're able to get through and get around cleanly here. However, looks like we do have 2 drivers decided to try to make this top line work here as they get to 4 to go. They needed to make a move and they decided to go for it. That's the 87 Raymond Rittenauer. He's the one leading that top groove. He's got help from behind with the 82, and that is Clint's Mata we just mentioned a moment ago. So they're going to see if they can make this top line work here. We'll see if anybody's going to see their momentum and maybe try to jump to the top or not. So we've got 3 to go here at Talladega right now. Most of the field here still running 2x2. You can see some of these drivers definitely think when you see Charles Johnson in the 28, he's looking to the top. He's got help from behind with that 31. That's Michael Spell. So let's see how this top line is going to start forming. Oh, you see just touched the wall there, the 87. Oh, he touched the wall. Oh, we got trouble in the back. 87 Raymond Rittenauer and the 82 heavy contact with the inside wall. Looks like it's going to be just a 2-car incident. So that's going to put them in a bad spot here. They're just going to have to keep riding and hope that they can kind of maybe benefit from other drivers having an incident here towards the end. But right now, still Eric Laurie leading the way. But again, now you got Charles Johnson there up top there with the help from Michael Spell, trying to make something happen to move his way a little bit further forward. Right now, they just don't seem to have the momentum they need. We have 2 to go. Right behind them, you saw that 96 of Dylan Butler trying to help out as well, but they're going to have to fall back in 2x2 and see if then they can make another charge here with probably one coming to that white flag. Up front, still things looking pretty steady at the lead. To say everybody's running pretty much 2x2. Again, you see Charles Johnson looking to the top. However, does not have any help yet. I don't think he's going to be able to make any progress here. You see one car in the middle now between the two of them. So you see Michael Spell try to grab onto the back of that 28 car here. As they come through the tri-oval, you can see then Charles Johnson trying to make a move. It's like the 64 may think about picking him up. He's like, going to cross here to get the white. So again, this is going to be trying to get everybody get their last positions to try to make it into the show this evening. Again, only taking the top 43 total from the qualifiers and, of course, this heat race. As they come through turn number 2. And on the backstretch right now, to see one driver look. Oh, we got contact about 64, 28, and 31. We have trouble here in the back. A lot of drivers involved. That's going to be what that 87 was hoping to see if he can maybe catch back up to it. Eric Laurie still going to hang on to the top spot for the moment in that 071 car. But you see right there, he's still got a lot of help from that car behind that 60 as they come through the tri-oval here. So it looks like Eric Laurie should be pretty safe as long as he can just make sure he doesn't get spun here, which it looks like he's going to do a good job of that. So Eric Laurie going to win this heat race. And now the fight's going to be behind them to see who's going to be able to get the most spots after this contact. You see there the 28 Charles Johnson getting around the 47 there. Let's say a lot of cars with different damage here. You can see the 64 coming around as well. This could actually, again, this might play out to see who's going to end up where in this race though. You see a 32 just sneaking by as well. So yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how this final grid here is going to form this evening. Looks like a few drivers able to kind of take advantage. A few had to pit there for damage. So yeah, so pretty wild ending there to this heat race. Just kind of a little example of what we're going to be seeing here tonight. Alright, looks like the grid is forming here. So those that made their way in, of course, we mentioned the winner of that heat race, Eric Laurie in the 071. The other drivers that made it in from that heat race are the 60 Kevin Thrift, Connor LaFrance, Paul Witt, Jason Kinzer, Dustin Markham, Quinton Warman, Charles Johnson, Kitty Engstrom, Max Bryant, Kevin Hamish. Let's see, we got Michael Spell, Dylan Butler, Raymond Rittenauer, Robbie Singleton. It looks like also we have Ron Kunigan, Clint Mata, Jace LaFour, and then Nadim Sabah. So I believe that's going to be our 43 for the evening. I'll say we'll make sure, obviously, everybody gets forward here and gets on the grid. But I say we're going to see all these drivers here getting rolling here in just a moment. And I say pace car is underway. Here you see Gabe Butler, Dale Willoughby going to be the front row this evening. Third and fourth, you have Jimmy Crow and Dude Conrad. Again, scheduled 75 laps here. There are 2 faster pairs should those come into play. And I say it is a reduced fuel load. I think it's around 60% if I heard it correctly. So I think the fuel load is going to be right around that 20, just maybe a little more than 20 laps or so. Definitely that could come into play for the race tonight as well. But again, want to definitely thank everybody for joining us here at Green White Checkered TV. Again, running the LG's Birthday Bash, sponsored by Area 51. Again, want to wish LG Whaley a very happy birthday today. Again, couldn't find anybody sing happy birthday to him. Apologies for that, but not really, because I don't think he or probably anybody else would want to hear that. However, maybe after the race, if we get some post-race interviews, maybe I can con somebody into singing happy birthday for him after the race. So that's going to be my goal, I think, in these interviews. So we'll see if I can put anybody on the spot and see if I can get them to kind of guilt them into it or something. So we have a few drivers that are not in the server at the moment, or maybe in the pits here, may have missed the grid. So we'll have to keep an eye on them, see if they're able to get on the on track here. So they're gonna have to wait till the green flag flies and the field gets through the start finish line, and then I believe they'll be able to join the race. However, they're gonna have to hope for maybe a potential yellow to bring them right back into the draft, because otherwise they're gonna be rolling solo here. However, up front, that number 88 of Gabe Butler, he is our pole sitter this evening. Right next to him, again, that 7 of Dale Willoughby, Jimmy Crow in 4th, Dude Conrad 5th, and then rounding out the 4th and running top 5 is Kevin Mixel. So green flag is out, and we are underway here at Talladega for LG's birthday bash. Looks like that bottom line so far working well there for the 88 of Gabe Butler. He's got a pretty good push, I should say, from Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Crow. I don't know where I got Butler from. Mixing up names here, so we'll call Gabe Butler, Jimmy Crow locked on at the bottom. We'll call them Jimmy Butler. That works for me. But again, yeah, right now that 88 and the 16 run that bottom line. 7 and the 8 working on the top side. Again, Dale Willoughby and Dude Conrad. And you see there, right behind them, that 51 of Kenneth Mixel. So again, right here, just completed our first lap again of the scheduled 75. So I think you won't see too much 3-wide yet, but I think as the run progresses here and drivers want to start kind of jockeying for a position, especially right before pit stops, I think we'll definitely see some movement happen at that point in the race. Back trying to go 3-wide, trying to catch which car number that was. We can get a better look there. You can see they've kind of separated a little bit from the field in doing so. So right now you've got a pretty good lead pack here, all bundled together. But yeah, right there towards the back of that lead pack here, you've got a couple drivers looking at 3-wide, though, so you're not going to be able to do too much with that at this point. The 96 there, Dylan Butler, one of those ones right on top. I think he's just trying to get to the back right here. Not really ready to run for the show at the moment. I think Paul Witt was one of those ones we saw at the top, trying to go 3-wide. It obviously hasn't worked yet. But again, we're only on lap number 3 of 75. So right now, so you can see the lead pack here, all still running pretty much 2x2. So I think everybody right now, again, just trying to kind of get their feet wet, get kind of comfortable and everything, and then they'll starting to make these moves. However, you see that 7 Dale Willoughby able to get that push, I believe, from the 8 of Dude Conrad, gets him into the lead right in front of the 88 of Gabe Butler. So that's going to give Dale here the lead as they go through the tri-oval to start lap number 4. And now the driver behind that 8 of Dude Conrad is the 052 of Joe Delavecchia, and Joe is giving him a big push as they enter turn number 1 here. It's going to get Dude right to the side now of that 7 of Dale Willoughby. As you see that last time around, Max Bryant, it's actually showing 32nd place right now, was the fastest car around that last time by with that 50.164. Just again shows you how big the draft plays a role in this one. So you can be in the right place at the right time. You get a lot of speed with these drivers in front of you. And now again, field still running 2x2. As I say, that caution is out a little bit further in the back. Looks like the 19 was involved. That's Connor LaFranco, the 28 of Charles Johnson as well. Let's try to see if we can catch some of the other drivers here that may have been involved. I see the 96. Trying to see how his car looks actually pretty clean. So let's go ahead and see what happened to put us under this first caution here at Talladega. Alright, looks like it started right around the 60 and the 64. You can kind of see, so see if we can find a better angle, see if there's a stack up or something. So you can see 64 gets right up to the back of the 64 gets right to the back of the 60. So he has to try to check up a bunch, and it's one of those accordion effects that 19 just nowhere for him to go. You see him right there. That's again, that's the 19 of Connor LaFrance. He makes contact with the 64. That gets obviously going to get the 64 loose. Say they're going to make additional contact here, and that's going to send the 19 down into that 47 car. Looks like the 32 is going to get a little bit of a shot in here as well. I say that unfortunately though for that 19, heavy contact here with this outside wall. I believe that's where you're going to see as well that 28 of Charles Johnson, just nowhere for him to go. They make contact there. So you got actually a couple cars here involved. Actually, it looks like the 87 Raymond Rittenauer also involved in this incident. You can see on the front end of his car, he's got some front end damage as well. So they got some cars with some pretty decent damage here to bring out this first yellow. So again, we talked about the benefit of those the faster pairs. Definitely going to see those come into play here as we are under yellow. Looks like a bit of a mixed bag strategy here for the pit stops. That number 8 of Dude Conrad's going to stay out. However, it looks like most of the field a little further back is going to pit here, with Dale Willoughby being the first of those to pit in that number 7 car. And it looks like he's going to come out with that. Well, actually, no, it looks like the 88 may have actually beat him out of the pits there. So I think, again, we're starting to see some pit strategy here right off the bat. And it looks like actually one in front of him as well. I think that's actually the 052 of Joe Della Vecchia. So looking at those drivers, definitely fuel only for them. So that's going to get these drivers here under yellow. Looks like from about, 7th or 8th on up, they all decided to stay out under this yellow. So Dude Conrad, Donald Stewart, Colton Zimmer, Les Levy, Aaron Adcock, Dustin Scruggs, and Quentin Warman, those drivers have stayed out under this yellow. And so we'll see if they're going to come in this time, or if they're going to stay out and kind of stick with this track position right here early on in this race. So again, want to thank you all for joining us here with Green White Checker TV for our birthday bash this evening again. Again, I want to wish LG Whaley a very happy birthday tonight. So while we're under yellow, we'll step away for a moment, and then we'll rejoin everything here again on the one to go. Alright, as you can see, lights are off of the pace car. Got a few drivers that went ahead and topped off here as well on the one to go. Notably the pole sitter, that 88 of Gabe Butler. So he's going to be the first driver there to take, looks like actually tires and fuel on the 88 car. And you got a couple others there again, the 51, the 54, the 835, the 37, and the 32. So we're going to have a couple of drivers here topping off. Again, going to see maybe they can stretch that fuel number to get to maybe make a later stop, or just not have to take as much fuel. However, for those that pitted, the first driver out is Joe Della Vecchia in the 8th position. So not a lot of track position lost for him. But those that definitely stayed out there try to take advantage of this. You see Donald Stewart 2nd, started 15th. Colton Zimmer started 17th. Les Levy started 19th. Aaron Adcock 23rd. And Dustin Scruggs 20th. And then Quentin Warman, the 57, started 31st. So definitely some strategy here for some of these drivers. Try to take advantage of those drivers pitting here and see if they can maybe move their way up forward here in the race. And we talked about those cautions being a benefit for those two that missed the grid. That's going to put them now back easily in the lead lap and on the draft, more importantly, so they'll be able to kind of make a charge here as we're going to get back going here with 68 laps to go at Talladega. Alright, see the field lining up here again. Front row, Jude Conrad. Outside is Donald Stewart. They're going to lead the field here coming to the restart. And we're going to get things going here in just a moment. And the green flag is out. And we are back underway here at Talladega. Looks like the 78's got a lot of help from that 62 Les Levy on the top side. We'll see if he's able to use that push here to get him towards the front, but right now it looks like that 44 of Colton Zimmer is going to get a pretty good lock now on that number 8 car. Right now that advantage definitely is going to the 8 of Dude Conrad as they get onto the backstretch here. Still watching these drivers go through the turns right now, pretty much side by side. We'll see who gets the advantage off the turn. I say everybody's locked up pretty well here. It just really depends again on that push. Right now it seems like the 44 and the 8 are definitely a little bit better attached to each other. As you see 62 get a little high there entering the trial. I think that's going to give the advantage to Dude Conrad at the line. Just barely edges out that 78 of Donald Stewart at the line there for that lap lead. So say now as they go through turns 1 and 2 again, you saw Donald had the lead for just a moment after the start finish line, but then right away that inside line again got that push as they went through. So and here comes that outside line. Looks like they're looking 3 wide here, a little further back. Catch where this is all starting off at. Looks like around the 21 car now wants to lead this draft here on the third line. That's Tony Wright, and that 21's got the 56 behind him. So I think we're going to see a lot of drivers as they see that top line starting to form. They're going to probably try to want to be that leader of that top line. As I say that, sure enough, here comes that 02. He's going to jump to the top. That's now Seth Groover. He's going to work the top here in that Yoshi painted Toyota Camry, or sorry, Toyota Supra. Apologies. So right now this is roughly around the 13th or so position. As you can see, that top line's unfortunately the top line has kind of lost its formation here a little bit. So right now these two are pretty much rolling solo on the top. Let's see one trying to kind of claw their way back up there, and one more a little further back. See the 20 there jump up front as well, or jump up top I should say as well. So now it looks like there's about a 4 to 5 car group. So it's kind of bouncing back and forth who wants to go where, but definitely see that third line definitely forming here at Talladega. And as this track is so much easier to run through. You can see just how much wider it is than Daytona. It goes such a long ways. You think of these tracks kind of being similar, but they drive so much differently. It's so much easier to run 3 wide here than at Daytona. You can do it at Daytona, but it takes a lot more close racing. You're kind of right on the door of the car next to you. So here you see they definitely have a little bit of breathing room as they go through the turns. Like sure enough, that 8 of Dude Conrad, he's had a pretty good push here on that bottom with, again, that 44 Colton Zimmer still hanging on to that lead. So you see now it looks like a new face here on the middle groove, trying to catch what car number that was. Up, as I said, we are back under yellow. Looks like a little further back in the field. I see the 50 there of Tyler Laureano is involved. Looks like maybe one of the few involved, so I don't see any other cars. So that's on lap number 11. Let's go back and see what brought the second yellow out. Alright, let's take a look here as they enter turn number 3. Actually looks like a few cars involved. You see the 27 of Bart Murak. You see the 16 involved there as well. Kind of looks like 27 just tried to kind of go for a gap that may have not quite been there. And you see a lot of cars actually are involved in there. You see the 91, 50, 27, like we mentioned, 28 may have got a little bit of it, 071 as well. So I say it's actually a much bigger wreck than it initially kind of looked to be. So yeah, so we're gonna have some drivers again with some pretty decent damage. Just everybody got pointed in the right direction fairly quickly. But yeah, a lot of damage though for some of these cars here under this incident. So anyway, that's going to put us back under yellow. So we're going to take a look, see if there's any pit strategy going on here. Looks like the leader, the number 8 of Dude Conrad, is in the pits. And we're going to see how many drivers he brings with him. Looks like most of the field is coming in. A few drivers again staying out this time around. So we'll let these drivers make their pit stops and we'll take a look to see who all stayed out and where they're going to line up here. It's like left side tires for that 8 car. We'll see if anybody else around him is going to take fuel only potentially or not, or if he's going to be able to kind of benefit from those 2 tires. And sure enough, looks like Dude Conrad is going to be the first one out of the pits. However, there were a few that stayed out here. That's going to start with the 41 of Everett Lane. And then behind him, we mentioned already a little earlier, that 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, as well as the 47 of was that Kaysen Harnish. Those 3 stayed out under this yellow. So again, they're going to be our top 3 here, saying Raymond and Kaysen respectively started 38th and 35th. However, I'm just noticing right now that 47 car does not have a front clip on it, so I'm not sure if he's aware of that or not, but that may hamper his performance a little bit here. So we'll have to see if he's going to come ahead and make a pit stop and get that car repaired. Again, we talked about those 2 fast repairs. So I would be surprised if he stays out here if that damage is accurate. Sometimes we get fooled a little bit with some of the damage, but so yeah, we'll have to kind of wait and see. So again, while the field here is riding under yellow, we'll step away for just a moment, and then we'll rejoin you all again here in just a moment on the 1 to go. Alright, lights are off. The pace car looks like now the top 2 are Everett Lane, Raymond Rittenauer. So I'm not sure, unfortunately, what happened to the 47, but looks like maybe a connection issue or something, but it looks like he's disconnected from the server, unfortunately. So that's going to leave us 35 cars here on the lead lap, I believe. Or sorry, 34 cars on the lead lap. Looks like, unfortunately, a few drivers have retired already from the race. Connor LaFrance, Dylan Butler, Dustin Scruggs, and as we mentioned there, Kaysen Harnish. So with that, we're going to restart here with 61 to go. Looks like just the top 2 did not pit under that yellow. And say from 3rd on back with Dude Conrad, those drivers all pitted here. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on with our running order here, because now I see the 87 restarting in the 3rd position instead of 2nd position. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on here, but I'm guessing the race admins will make sure everything is on the up and up, and we'll get things going here again in just a moment. So top 4 showing as the 41 Everett Lane, Dude Conrad, Raymond Rittenauer, and Quentin Warman. Again, we mentioned some of those drivers there. Raymond started 38th. Quentin started in the 31st position, so using some strategy here to get to the front early. Hopefully they can use that strategy now to keep them towards the front. So with that, you see the pace car dropped into the pits. That's going to put it into the hands of that 41 and the 8. So we're going to restart things here again with 61 to go, with Everett Lane and Dude Conrad leading the field here. And so far you can see the big gap between that top line. That's going to really benefit the 87 and the 41 here as they get going, because it's going to take a little while for that top car to catch the 8 of Dude Conrad. But unfortunately, this is not what Dude's going to want to see. This is going to drop him a few spots here, it looks like, on this initial start here. You see Raymond locked onto that 41. You also see that third car now, the 44. Colton Zimmer, he's going to grab onto him as well. And we're going to start 3 wide right off the bat here. You can see they're going to try to make this top line work right away. That is the 21 here, going to lead it off. 20 right. Oh, a little bit of contact looked like with the 8. They're able to keep it off the wall though. You see there the Raymond Rittenauer, Dude Conrad, they're now locked up here on the top side. And I say that definitely slowed the momentum of that top group here, as you see those two up front able to grab that draft and get to the bottom. So that's going to put Raymond Rittenauer and Dude Conrad here into the lead as they come around to 60 to go. Right now, again, looks like that bottom and the middle line is definitely right now the preferred place to be. I think the top line will work. I think you just need a few more drivers, and it needs to be a little bit more, a little bit better assembled, if you will, to really be able to take advantage of. You see one going to jump to the top here, try to make that happen. We're trying to catch the car numbers, so we can try to keep an eye on them as well. But right now, again, that is showing, let's see if we can find, that's the 0-0 car, 00 car of Paul Witt. He's going to try to now lead this top group here. We'll see if he's able to get there. See, close with the 48 there as they come out of turn number 4. And so as they enter the trial here again, still again Raymond Rittenauer leading on that inside groove. But you see that 41 Everett Lane, he's got some help now with that 57. But you can see that 21 and 00 trying to push hard together here on the top line to see if they can kind of close that gap up on the outside and get that momentum. Of course, obviously the low line is going to be the fast or the shorter way around. However, when you're kind of hugging that bottom, you kind of scrub a little bit of speed off, and that's where you're going to see those outside lines gain some momentum on the exits. And that's really where you're going to see the benefit of where that 00 is running, as well as the 41 where he is at this moment. Turn number 4. Looks like they're holding pretty steady on that third line, not able to get the push they want yet, but as I say that, looks like the 82's thinking about trying to lead that top group, but it stays in line for the moment. So we'll see if that comes into play as well. That's kind of what you'll see is as these drivers watch the cars in front of them and get that run, they'll go ahead and try to slide up in there and be the leader of that. But right now, it seems like they're pretty content around that middle. Maybe also just be a little bit that the car's just washing up a little bit on the exit of these turns, it seems like, from where I'm sitting. So that 41 of Everett Lane hasn't given up on that middle line here. He's got a good bit of help from Quentin Warman in that 57. They're starting to kind of keep that challenge active here. As we talk about those drivers looking to the top, there goes 1 to 48 car. That's Aaron Adcock. He's going to try to make this top line happen now. He wants to lead the way there. He's going to have that 00 with a big push behind him. And you can see now this top line is really starting to form here as we're about to go 3 wide for the lead here in probably just another half a lap or so. See, they're starting to get a little bit tight together as they go through the turns there. But you can see that 00 is doing a really good job pushing as hard as he can. And sure enough, here comes that 48 to the top side. He's going to get to the to this lead group here. So we got 3 by 3 here for the lead right now. with that 87, the 41, and the 48. But as I say that, the 48 got contact with the 00. That's going to put us back under yellow. A lot of cars involved in this one. Definitely, we'll say this is for sure a big one here. You see that 7, really good job there. Dale Willoughby getting on the brakes, coming to a complete stop and not getting involved at all, I don't believe. So really good job by that 7 car. He's going to be a big benefiter from this one. But yeah, that's a big caution here. I say a lot of cars involved. I say nothing intentional, just those cars were trying to push through the turns, made a little bit of contact, and that's what sent them around. So we'll go back and we'll take a closer look at it here. But say it's really tough to do. You have to make sure you're locked right on with that car in front of you. You can't be staggered off at all, because that's really what gets you. So you'll watch here is that 00 and the 48 here. They're trying to push as they go through that top side. And you'll see as you see the angle that they have right there. But as you see right here, that 00 gets to the left rear quarter panel, gives him a bump, and there's just nothing the 48 can do there. And so that's going to send him down the track. I say unfortunately for some of these drivers, see the 57. So actually, yeah, a little bit of contact for the wall there as well for him. And some of these other drivers further back involved. As I say, we'll see here just how many cars are involved here. So again, we talked about just this is definitely a big one. You see the 31 on the bottom here, and the 7 at the very bottom right corner of your screen. You can see them. Looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler as well. Looks like he's trying to get to a stop as well. These drivers did a really good job. Again, I'm running super slow-mo here. It's all happening much quicker than this right now. But looks like Gabe Butler gets a little bit of contact there with the 052. That's going to spin him around. But I think that'll be minimal damage for those cars. But yeah, so you can see though all this kind of a parking lot here, if you will. A lot of cars going to need to get some fast repairs done under this yellow. So with that, we are back under yellow. Looks like we have, for the most part, everybody went ahead and made some pit stops again here. Looks like fuel only, or possibly 2 tires. However, the 28 of Charles Johnson decided, you know what, I'm going to come back out front here. I don't want to be in the back of the field here on this restart. So Charles Johnson, you can see a little bit of damage to that car, which actually will hurt as the leader. However, in the draft, I think that 28 is going to be in pretty good shape still. Looks like the 44 of Colton Zimmer is going to win the race off of pit road in that 44 machine. Again, we mentioned some of these drivers definitely had to take some wave around, or not some wave around, sorry, get some of those fast repairs, take advantage of those. However, it looks like for the moment everybody's going to be in good shape here and be able to get back out on track on the lead lap as well. So again, while we're under yellow, we'll step away for just a moment. Again, right now showing Charles Johnson in the 28 as our leader, Colton Zimmer second, and then you have in third Dude Conrad and Everett Lane. But as I say that, looks like Charles Johnson maybe dropping to the back here. Maybe wanted to get a lap lead, so maybe he's getting an EOL or something there. So that's actually now going to put the 44 of Colton Zimmer as our race leader. So again, we'll step away for just a moment, and we'll be back here shortly for the 1 to go. Alright, see the field here doubling back up again. A few drivers topping off again on that one to go. Looks like the 64, the 88 are the first ones out of the pits that took that strategy. So unfortunately, it looks like we have one more driver that has retired from the race. I believe that is the 50, if I'm not mistaken, of Tyler Laureano. So right now it's going to leave us 33 drivers still in the race, all on the lead lap. And again, that the top two right here, again, leading now is Colton Zimmer with Dude Conrad in second. Then third, you have Everett Lane and Quentin Warman. So we're going to restart here with 53 to go. Again, the race scheduled distance is 75 laps, so still got a good chunk of the race here to go. But you can see, though, these drivers definitely have some strategies of where they want to be on track. We've seen some just kind of trying to take it easy, avoid the incidents. And we've seen some drivers also, again, really good heads up on the brakes to make sure they weren't involved in those incidents as well. Say as we saw in that last yellow, Dale Willoughby, I believe, was one, as was the 88 and the 31, able to kind of good reaction there on the brakes to get out of that one and keep their car clean and save that fast repair should they need it later in the race. So again, pace car is in, coming through the trial. We're waiting for that green flag to fly. Gonna be Colton Zimmer, Dude Conrad leading the way. And you see that 41 of Everett Lane ready to go right on the back bumper of that 44 car, and sure enough, looks like he's gonna get locked on pretty quickly here. However, looks like the 8s got through the gears just a little bit better here so far. And then you see that 57, Quentin Warman, going to try to give him a boost as well. But right now, again, that inside line is going to be the short way around as they get their cars up to speed here. That being said, though, you see those 4 cars up top definitely locked together a little better than the inside groove. So we're going to see that 3 car, Douglas Johnson, try to get locked in as well to help that inside line start to move a little better, as well as the 60 there of Kevin Thrift. However, you see that 8 car Dude Conrad gets to the bottom there. He's able to clear the 44 of Colton Zimmer. So right now, for the moment, put that 8 of Dude Conrad in the lead. But you can see there the 57. Quentin Warman's got a lot of help here from the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer. Looks like, yep, there it was right there. Say 57 is able to get the push needed. He's going to drop to the bottom now, which is now going to open the door for that 87 to try to lead the way. Now he's going to be hoping for some help from that 20 of Harold Decker. I don't think we mentioned Harold too much today. Started 22nd, now up into that top 4 here. Again, looks like the lead pack pretty much running 2 by 2. Say right now, kind of almost like a little bit of a leapfrog. It seems like once these drivers get that push they need, they're able to drop to the bottom. So we'll see if that trend continues here, if that 87 is able to get the push he needs from the 20. And we mentioned that 41 Everett Lane, he's right behind that 20 as well, trying to help that groove out here. However, it looks like the 8 is giving pretty good bumps and pushes to that 57 car. He's trying to stay locked down as well as he could. You see a little bit of a wiggle there. That's going to give the 87 the momentum he needs. He's going to drop to the bottom now and take over the lead for the moment. But again, we've seen that top line gets a lot of momentum here. As you can see, that 49 of Stephen Knight, fastest lap so far of the race with that 49.748. And here comes that 20 car. He's getting a big push from the 41 of Everett Lane. So that could put Quentin Warman here to the lead as they enter turn 3. Just barely clears. Oh, as I say that, he washes up a little bit. He's going to have to be careful he doesn't get used up a little bit. I'll say that was a very tight move there to barely be able to squeeze into that bottom groove there. That's actually kind of mixed the field up just a little bit there. You can see it kind of, that second groove kind of lost its formation a little bit while all that was happening here. So right now, I think that 20 Harold Decker is going to be the beneficiary of that. So you can see the top line starting to form again. However, the 82 Clint Mata hasn't locked on to the 41 at Everett Lane yet. So we're going to see that 20, I think, still hang on to the lead. So what I'm going to keep an eye on, though, is that 87 Raymond Rittenauer. Is he going to jump to the top once he sees that second groove start to form? But right now, it looks like he's pretty much content on that inside line and pretty much kind of committed as well, because that second line got a pretty good run there. So he's now got that car just to his outside quarter panel. However, you see up top that we got 2 with a big push here. It's the 91 of Sean Wilder. He's got a lot of help from the 88 of Gabe Butler. The 02 is in there as well. I say they're making some pretty big moves. I say we've talked about that 88 being a really good plate racer. So I say I would not be surprised to see him be able to push that 91 up towards the front. You can see him ducking out just a little bit, trying to cool that car off here and there while he can. And I think once you see him back in the straightaways, he's going to try to lock bumpers with that 91 and give him a big shove down this backstretch. Leslie to jump in front of that 91 last second. They're trying to see if he can be now that lead car again on the top line. You've seen a lot of drivers do that. So you can see the 88 had to react to that, and he kind of got out of it. So now he's lost a little bit of ground to that 91 car in front of him. So now you got those two up on the top side. It's the 62 and the 91. They're going to try to lead this top groove right now. But up front still showing that 20 car. Again, we mentioned Harold Decker. He's still leading the way here as they come across the line with 48 to go. I say Everett Lane still running that middle group, middle line being the leader of that group here. You can see that top line starting to lose the gains that they had, so they're starting to fall back just a little bit. So unfortunately for them, that move didn't quite pan out. Once those lane changes started to happen, it kind of slowed their momentum down. So we'll see if anybody else is going to try to make that top line happen. Looks like we do have a couple takers there. I think that may be the 31. Yep, Michael Spell and Joe Della Vecchia. They're going to try to make this top line happen now. Again, if you can get that momentum, you can definitely make it work. But it's usually so much easier with a few more cars than what they have at the moment. But if those two cars on the top can really lock on together, they can, even just with the two of them, they can make some pretty big gains. However, looks like the 82. Quintamano looks like he got shuffled out. He's trying to squeeze back in, but he's not going to. Oh, but as they say, he tries to squeeze in, but we're going to have trouble here. Big contact for a lot of those drivers involved. It looks like the top 5 snuck through, but pretty much after that, everybody else looks like kind of had to pile in there. So they're trying to hunt these drivers down. There they are. Oh, yeah, we've got a parking lot there in turn 1. So I say we saw those guys trying to fight for that position there, and unfortunately, that just ended poorly. I say it was just a little bit too much aggression for where we were in the race at that point in the going here. So let's go get a better look at it. It was the 21 and the 82, I believe, that were kind of fighting for that that track position here. I don't think that 82 wanted to be shuffled 3 wide. You can see here how close they're running there. Not a lot that the 21 could do there, to be honest. You see he gets a little loose, makes contact with the 82. And unfortunately, you see Dude Conrad involved there, and it's just going to take out a lot of the field here. You see the 78, 32. I mean, this track just completely closes up here. You see a few drivers, again, trying to get quick on the brakes and stay out of it. But, yeah, you can see, again, I mean, you see all these cars here. The 052, the 78, the 56, the 54, the 7. Yeah, so that took a lot of contenders. Looks like the 62 is able to get on the brakes and get around that. 16 as well is able to stay out of it from where I'm sitting here. But yeah, so that's going to put a lot of cars, again, damage to their hopes for the race this evening. But we'll have to kind of wait and see who's got what on the side of like fast repairs and things of that nature. So. With that, I'm trying to hunt down who our leader's still showing as. Looks like it's the 20 of Harold Decker. Looks like a good group of drivers actually did not pit unless the pits weren't open. We'll see if they come in this time around or not. It looks like they are. So it looks like a lot of drivers actually pitted there before the pits were open, which is going to kind of be a little bit of a mixed bag here for drivers trying to stay on the lead lap here. So we might actually see a couple of wave arounds with this going on. So it looks like most of the field is in. You see, and there's a lot of cars that were on the either a lap down or on the tail end of the lead lap. They're just exiting the pits now, and it looks like one driver here staying out as here comes the 20 leaving the pits. Looks like a fuel only stop for him. Let's see if he's able to win the race out of pit road. Looks like he is, but it looks like the 27 here of Bart Murak. Looks like Bart's going to stay out and is going to kind of take over the race lead with that. So right now, again, a little bit of a mixed bag here. Looks like a few drivers, unfortunately, have retired from the race, say from that previous incident. So I'll wait to make sure. Sometimes there's always little connection hiccups that may throw it off a little bit. But we also definitely have a few drivers now a lap down, so there's going to be a few drivers trying to get their lap back. Looks like the 16 here, Jimmy Crow, he just got a lap back, so he may have been our lucky dog under that yellow. So again, while everything's getting sorted out here, we'll step away for just a moment, and then we'll join everybody again on the one to go. Alright, well, say lights are off of the pace car. So I have a little bit of movement going around up front here. I'm not sure if the, say, either maybe the where and when the caution came off, it threw things off a little bit, or maybe they're kind of just switching up the running order here under this yellow. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll kind of just roll things as they go. So right now, front row is showing as the 28 of Charles Johnson and Donald Stewart, and then you see behind him the 41 of Aaron Adcock and the 21 of Tony Wright as the top four. So we'll see. As it looks like that's how the field's going to restart here. And then you got the 20 and the 41. Those are the first two that came out of the pits there. So yeah, so it looks like we're going to get things going here again in just a moment. So they're going to restart here with 43 to go again of the scheduled 75. So not quite halfway. Got a little ways to go still. So that was our fourth caution here. But yeah, so we're going to get things rolling here in just a moment. Wait for that green flag to fly. We're going to see how that 28 on the inside line and the 78 on the outside line, how they get going here on this restart. It looks like that top line is going much better than the inside line. You see the 78 there. It looks like Donald Stewart's going to probably clear the 28 going into turn one. However, I think he's going to hang out for just a moment, see if he can get a little bit of help from that 21 as well, and the 41. But as I say that, though, here comes the 28 starting to get the feel of that little bit of the air from the 48 car. See if he can get that push down back on the backstretch to get towards the front again. But I believe that 78 is going to clear him, and the 21 actually. So they're both going to drop to the bottom here. So that's going to put Donald Stewart and Tony Wright to the lead. As they go into turn number 3, it looks like the 41, again, we mentioned there, Everett Lane, looks like he's got help from that 02 of Seth Groover. Right now, most of the field here pretty dedicated to the bottom. As I say that, you see Raymond Rittenauer, he's going to jump to that middle line, see if he can help that momentum on that second groove. And sure enough, here comes everybody starting to move up to the second groove as they see kind of go where the momentum is really here at Talladega. Again, like I said, still a long ways to go, say 42 to go. But yeah, so right now leading the way is that 78 on the inside. On the outside is the 41. As they come through turn 2 onto the backstretch, 2x2 pretty much looks like about the first, let's say, probably about 16, 15 cars or so in this first lead group. And there's a bit of a gap between that second group right there, but you can see they're starting to try to form up to regain the lead, or regain the draft of this lead pack up front. Still 2x2 as they go through the tri-oval again. So again, still got the 41-78 running side by side there. So looks like the 21's got a pretty good push, but as I say that, 41 just gets enough room to clear the bottom. Probably spotter called clear, and as soon as you hear that, he drops to the bottom, so now that's going to get him the lead. That 0-2 now going to try to lead that top line. Seth Gruber again with that 87 of Raymond Rittenauer right on his back bumper. You see him kind of wiggling around there, trying to stay locked onto him. So definitely there's an art to being able to bump draft and push as well as you can. You have to have a really steady hand, and of course have to make sure the car that you're drafting with is also able to kind of keep it pretty steady, because it's when you start kind of weaving back and forth just a little bit, that's where those bumpers can lose the alignment and easily send a car around. So that's kind of just the way these cars have to be driven. There's no rules in this series or anything like that for locking bumpers. I know like in the Xfinity series they actually don't want you tandem drafting, they just want you to bump, get off, and bump again. Personally, for me, I kind of prefer the tandem drafting, especially because it brings out a little bit of strategy with the temperature of the cars as well. You can't just push the whole way and then not risk overheating. Oh, big wiggle there off of turn number 2 for that 41. He keeps it straight. 78's going to grab right back onto him. You can see a little bit of an interesting move there, the 0-2 and the 87 there. They saw that third lane starting to form, and they went to actually cover the top side. But then Raymond Rittenauer got the run he needed. He drops straight to the bottom here. He's going to move up to the front now in the 87. Again, Raymond started in the 38th position, now up in the lead. No surprise, of course, Raymond Rittenauer, one of the better plate racers here we've seen. Him and Gabe Butler definitely dominate that Sunday series last season. So those are going to be two to watch for. But again, you see a lot of drivers here. So I don't know all the names and faces of some of the drivers here, but you can see there's definitely a lot of drivers here that can definitely challenge for the win tonight. Just a couple laps away from the halfway mark. Raymond Rittenauer still has the lead. You can see that the 41 Everett Lane, he gets the run off of 2. He's going to jump to the top side, use the momentum, and then use the draft now of that 0-2. He's going to try to push himself up back to the front. So right now they're side by side as they enter turn number 3, and here comes that top side though. That 16 car of Jimmy Crow, he's getting a really good push from, one of those drivers we just mentioned there, the 88 of Gabe Butler. It looks like they're able to actually make this top group work pretty well right now. They haven't quite got to that lead pack here, but we've seen, they're definitely making some pretty good progress here. And you see they have the 8 of Dude Conrad in there as well. If you can get a little closer to them, I think that's just going to push that group up that much more, because you can see that inside and middle lines are a little bit spread up between those cars in front of them. Again, we talked about how you just want to be as locked as you can, even those cars a little further back. But as I say that, here comes the 20 car. He wants to be the leader of that top groove, so that's going to put Harold Decker now to the top of that outside line. Now he's going to try to get that push from Jimmy Crow here in that 16 car. Like we're just about to go 3 by 3 here, entering turn number 3 for the lead. On the inside, you got Raymond Rittenauer. In the middle, you got the 41 of Everett Lane, and then you've got the 20 of Harold Decker on the top side. Again, you're going to see the inside line probably make the gains through the turns. Where the middle and the top really prevail is through the exit, where you're able to use that momentum. So those inside line, they kind of lose the momentum. They have to keep those cars pinned down to the bottom on the exits. But as I say that, though, you can see now, they've kind of, the 88 looks like he's kind of backed off a little bit. Oh, close call for the 16 car, able to keep it pointing in the right direction, though. They're starting to, unfortunately, lose that momentum just a little bit that they had. And you see the 88 of Gabe Butler trying to decide where he wants to go, which right now he's brought it to the middle groove for the moment here. Right now, Everett Lane's got a little bit of momentum on that top side. He seems to have the slight advantage through the turn. However, that 16 and 20 have not given up on the top side. They're by themselves here, but they're still able to make some pretty good time here on the top. Okay, I was about to say they're going to catch a lap car there. You see the 49. Unfortunately, a lot of damage there for Steven Knight, but does the really good thing there. Drops all the way to the apron, lets these leaders fight it out. Still 3x3 for the lead here as they go. You see the top two rows here, 3x3 as they come out of turn number 2. So we'll see how we'll see how this momentum is going to push these guys through as they come through the backstretch here. So as we just crossed that halfway point that we'd mentioned earlier, you see the 78 Dalton Stewart. He jumps to the inside a little bit, I think, just to try to breathe that car. Probably getting a little hot, and if I was at 16, I'd be a little worried as well. Let's check those temperatures. You can see, looks like he's trying to stagger off just a little bit as well, try to get those temps down in that 16 car. Really good racing here up front with these drivers all running 3x3, so you can see looks like the top line starting to form a little more. Looks like Gabe's going to come back to that top side. He's brought a friend as well with the 48 machine. So let's say that is Aaron Adcock. We've talked about him already a little bit earlier in this race as well. So I think we're going to start seeing again. We're going to see probably 4 cars running 3x3 here as they come through the backstretch. We're going to come around here to 34 to go next time around. And so you see there's a slight little gap between, there's a second group there, I believe, with Michael Spell leading the way. He's with, let's see, it's Michael Spell and Colton Zimmer and Dave Lane, I believe. So I'm trying to let it update here. Looks like they're kind of just taking it easy as they come around another lap car. Looks like the same thing. He goes out of the way and just lets them run their, let them fight it out 3 wide here still for the lead. So again, really appreciate those drivers, really heads up driving on their parts to let these leaders fight it out. Looks like that top line starting to lose a little bit of the momentum that they had. Looks like again a new driver starting to form that top line here. That is the 37. I'm trying to see, that's Christopher Hill. He's going to try to lead the way now with that help from the 20 behind Harold Decker. But at the moment, again, I say that the middle and inside grooves definitely seem to be where the speed is for the moment. But again, I say a long ways to go here. So still for sure at least one more pit stop, I believe, to make it to the end. Possibly two. We'll have to see how the fuel window's looking like for these drivers. But again, still a really good job. Everybody here running 3x3 here in that mid pack, or in the middle of this lead pack, I should say. And then up front, Everett Lane in the 41 and the 87 Raymond Rittenauer are doing a really good job. Of course, let's say they're getting a lot of help from those drivers behind them. As you can see the 21 stick out a little bit to the inside, trying to keep that car cool. Say that's again, that's going to be a concern. And saying one driver that's actually I'm pretty impressed with here with some of the damage on the nose of that car is this 51 of Kenneth Mixell. Actually showing the first car 1 lap down, but again, significant nose damage to that car. But again, with the draft, it's kind of the great equalizer, and he's able to hang on to this draft. And of course, he's going to be fighting to try to be that first car 1 lap down. And right now he's in the position, so the car he's fighting with is the 64, who is right by him here. So you can see he's not too far behind. That's the second car 1 lap down. So there's a few drivers here that are definitely in contention to get that lap back. So they're going to have to keep their eyes open. As I said, that sure enough, here's the contact there. So I think that may have been the 20. It was. That's Harold Decker. So now the trick for those guys that were a lap down is as long as they weren't involved in the incident, they should be able to get their lap back here. Unfortunately, Harold Decker has ate a lot of damage, as is the 62 of Les Levy. So let's go and see what brought us under this most recent caution. Alright, I was coming out of turn number 2. You see the 20 on the middle, 48 to the outside. So it looks like the 48, yeah, looks like 48 kind of came down a little bit. Contact with that 20 car, nothing he could do. Makes contact with the 8. It doesn't look like he got too much damage out of it. You see the 44 and the 62, we just mentioned them. Say heavy contact, unfortunately, for that 62 of Les Levy. I can see it sends him sends him down into the inside wall. So he's going to take another hard shot there for that 62 car. Not what he was hoping to see there, and hopefully has a faster pair to be able to stay and kind of keep going and say you see a 45, a little bit of contact as well. So that's going to again put us back under yellow here at Talladega. So let's say we'll jump up front with our leaders. I think we're going to see some pit stops here in just a moment, so we'll keep an eye on that. Looks like unfortunately that 20 may have retired from the race this evening. It looks like the 27, so Harold Decker and Bart Marek look like they have both retired from the race. Looks like Les Levy's getting a faster pair done. He's going to get back out on track and stay on the lead lap. So now again we talk about that pit strategy. We're going to pit here just at 30 to go. We talk about the fuel window being right around 20. So we're going to see if, yeah, sure enough, here comes the leader. And we're going to see if anybody else is going to join him here. Looks like all the leaders here are pitting this time around. We'll see them hit their pit stops. I'll say again, there's going to be the question now between 2 tires and 4 tires or fuel only. Definitely a lot of strategy that can come into play here. If you want track position or not. So you see the 87 already exiting the pit, so I'm going to say that's a fuel only stop for him. You see the 88 car getting some tires on his car. So yes, that's going to kind of shuffle the field just a little bit. Looks like Raymond's going to hang on to the lead. Looks like the 51 we just mentioned, he's going to get his lap back here. I say hopefully he has a faster pair remaining, that way he can get that taken care of here. And we have a few drivers that are on the tail end of the lead lap with this, including this 49 right here of Stephen Knight, showing as 1 lap down currently, so I believe he was 2 down. And the same goes for that 7 of... the 7 of Dale Willoughby is showing right now on the tail end of the lead lap. So that should give Dale actually onto the lead lap here, as long as everything goes smoothly. So say we'll kind of try to wait and see there. And as I'm watching to see, as I just saw the 64 jump to the front here. No, that's not the 64. Well, that's the 64, but that's not the car I was looking for. Sorry, it's 62 is the car I was looking for. And so now I'm showing Les Levy as the leader. Again, to say it seems like it's kind of shuffling the field a little bit based on when you're pitting. So we'll have to wait and see on this one if it does put the 62 to the front. And I'm saying we got to go take a look, see at the back of that car and see what that is on the rear. So let's go ahead and hop on board with our 49 car. Trying to see if we can squeeze a little closer. Looks like that 62 Les Levy wants to go fast. So say for those who are aware of Talladega Nights fitting paint scheme with the race at Talladega this evening and the shake and bake, obviously one of the quotes from the movie. So we'll see if Les is going to stay out here as our race leader or not, or if he's going to have to make a pit stop here. It looks like he's going to stay out unless he's faking me out. No, looks like he's staying out here. So we're going to restart here, I believe, with 28 to go. So again, I'll step away for just a brief moment, and then we'll rejoin everybody again on the 1 to go. Alright, lights are off on the pace car now, so say again, looks like a little bit of a shakeup on the front on the running order here. So it looks like Les Levy gonna be shown as our race leader, I believe. Although now it looks like Raymond Rittenauer might be the one that's gonna line up front in that 87 car. So yeah, so we'll see how this all unfolds. But right now, showing 18 cars on the lead lap. Unfortunately, looks like the 7 of Dale Willoughby got a little bit burned from that. Isn't gonna get the way around to get back on the lead lap. Looks like he's gonna be competing with the 64 to try to get that lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. And say a few more retirements, unfortunately. That 20 of Harold Decker, the 27 of Bart Murak we had mentioned a little earlier. Looks like Robbie Singleton has retired, as well as Joe Della Vecchia. And then Aaron Adcock looks like he is just retired as well. However, we're going to restart here with 28 to go. Still got 18 on the lead lap. Looks like about 20 to 21 in the race. So again, I'd say not in the fuel window to make it to the end yet. So say that fuel strategy is still going to come into play here potentially. And say we'll have to see if drivers are going to maybe pit early once they're in their window, or if they're going to maybe just wait a little longer, see if they pit under yellow possibly. But that's why we're here. That's why we're watching. Raymond Rittenauer are going to lead the way on the inside line. However, looks like that 62 of Les Levy going to get a pretty good push here right off the bat from that with the 78 of Donald Stewart. But we'll see if that's enough to get him to the inside as they enter turn number 1. And does not look like it yet. So right now that outside line is going to have to do a little bit of work coming out of turn number 2 and stay locked up together here and see if they can make a charge on the backstretch. Inside line's definitely got some pretty good speed there with that 87 and the 02 working together. We've seen that 02 be a really good pusher throughout this race, so he's going to be one to keep an eye on as well towards the end of this race to see if he plays a role in who gets to the lead. Obviously he'd rather be the one that gets the push, but you never know how that's all going to pan out. So, however, that second line is definitely starting to form again here. You see that 62 Les Levy, he's got the help from Donald Stewart, and say the 41 Everett Lane is in that group as well. Also saw Charles Johnson there, say he's back in the mix here as well in that 28 car. And then on the inside, you see the 16 of Jimmy Crow. He's right back in the mix as well. So yeah, right now a lot of drivers here all in position again. Pretty much right now, if you're in the top 18, you have a chance to win. So you never know. Say again, still a long way. Oh, as they say that we have contact here, we're going to have another caution. A lot of cars involved in this one. I say we're going to see if anybody's able to get through unscathed. Looks like 2 drivers maybe. Possibly a few more, but yeah, so that's going to be a big incident here. So you see the 62s in it there, the 31, the 78, the 28. I believe the 87 was involved as well. So again, it's going to put us back under yellow here. Still, I think, going to be outside the fuel window. Again, though, some of these drivers are going to be hoping to have a faster pair remaining to be able to kind of stay in this race here. Alright, so we're going to take a look on the front group here on the top side. You see the 62 and the 78. And we talked about you got to try to make sure you push straight here. You can see that 78's a little bit off to the left, or to the left there, and that's going to hook the 62 Les Levy right into Raymond Rittenauer, 02 as well, and that's going to send them right back up across the track here. And so you can see from this view here, a lot of cars are going to be involved in this one. You see the 87, the 78, the 28, the 8. So you're trying to see who else is in there. So, but again, you can see the 16 just sneaks by here. So I think you say there's the 88 Gabe Butler. He sneaks through as well. A few drivers looks like they may have gotten through it pretty decently there. I saw the 7 there. I believe that was sniffed to the inside. I think Dale actually may have gotten away with that one too. But yeah, like I mentioned though, a lot of cars involved here. You see a heavy damage to 31 of Michael Spell. Yeah, so again, that's going to put, and there's some, I say just for good measure, another little shot there, unfortunately, from Les Levy. So yeah, that's going to give us a lot of cars involved. You see the 41 Everett Lane as well. So yeah, so that's going to get us back under yellow here. And we'll see if anybody's able to get a wave around and get back on the lead lap. So we'll jump back to the current race here so we can see what everybody's working on pit strategy-wise. Looks like a lot of drivers have hit the pits here. See 21 there, also some pretty significant damage to his car. It's Tony Wright. But I'm wondering if these guys think they can maybe stretch it here, especially if there's cautions at the end. This might be their potential final pit stop here. Looks like nobody else. Looks like none of the leaders stayed out, so everybody's in here for fuel only. See the 88 and the 16 gonna race off pit road, and the 87. That was right. I said that was a close one between the three of them. Not sure who won that race off the pits. We'll kind of keep an eye on that one. And it looks like this time around that 7 of Dale Willoughby, he is going to be back on the lead lap, so that's what Dale was looking for. And then it looks like, I'm trying to see if anybody else is trying to hang out and be that last car on the lead lap and get a wave around. Looks like the 88, oh, I'm sorry, the 88's the leader. The 49 car looks like he might be trying to take advantage of that because he's showing as 1 lap down right now. So I believe he is 2 laps down. This is trying to get him just to 1 down, to that way if there's another caution, as long as he's not involved, it'll get him back into the race here. So it looks like the 88 of Gabe Butler may have been the winner of that race off the pit road. Again, really quick pit stops for those drivers. I'll say it looks like about 4 to 5 seconds for those top 3. I think just trying to make sure they had enough to get to the end, or at least close to the end as possible. It sounded like about 20-ish laps was going to be the window, but we've seen some of these guys. You can see right here the 88 car on the apron. Let's listen here and see if he's saving. And you can see there, yeah, he's kind of shutting the car off, turning it back on. So Gabe Butler definitely saving all the fuel he can right now, just in the off chance that we need to save that little bit of fuel, because again, if there's a yellow, I think a few more laps into this, they'll probably go ahead and top off to make sure that they're good to the end. Because yeah, with the Area 51 League, I know there are the 3 green-white checkers. I believe that'll be the same setup for tonight. So again, want to thank you all for joining us here, though, at Green White Checker TV with the Area 51 Racing League. Again, want to wish a very, very happy birthday to LG. Again, guessing on the age, we're going to say 21, 25, one of those two. So either enjoy your legal drinking age or being able to rent a car. But yes, I hope you're having a wonderful birthday here. And yeah, so I really appreciate everybody setting this up. I say it's always a fun way to celebrate and put on a race and just have some fun. So that 49 car gets one of those laps back, so that's going to put him just 1 down, and the only car 1 down, so that's going to be definitely a potential for him to be in a good spot should another caution fly. And so it looks like we still have, I believe, 16 cars on the lead lap. Looks like, unfortunately, the 44 Colton Zimmer has retired, as has the 3 of Douglas Johnson, the 64 of Kitty Engstrom. And see that 51 still has that nose damage, so he may be out of fast repairs, or again just maybe saving it to the very, very end. You never know. And so I'm trying to see. We'll have to see if next time we can find somebody who's behind that 88 car, or in front of the 88 car, to say. I'm trying to see what it was powered by. We'll take a look at that nose at a future points. I don't think I have a camera that's going to see it close enough. However, again, we talked about some of those drivers being, again, 2 to beat in the Super Speedway Series. They're lined up on that bottom row, the 88 and the 87. Those 2 always ones to beat at the Super Speedway Cup Series that we have on the Sunday nights of the Area 51 Racing League. I say on the outside, again, Jimmy Crow, and then you've got Dude Conrad right behind him. Or sorry, actually Dude Conrad right behind the inside row. And then saying actually a bit of a new face here on that second row here on the top side. That's Dave Lane in the 45. Haven't talked much about Dave so far this evening, so Dave's now right in the mix. Maybe just trying to save his stuff here until it's really time to go. You see a 62, Les Levy able to take advantage of that fast repair, put him back in contention. So again, we're going to restart here with 23 to go at Talladega. Let's see what these drivers have in store for us for the remainder of this race. You can see that 88 saving as much fuel as possible, even coming to the green here. As they wait for them to get to that start-finish line here. Say green flag will fly as they come out of the tri-oval. And there it goes, and we are back underway here at Talladega with 23 to go, and a pretty good start for that inside row. Looks like they're going to lock up pretty quickly here. So now that the outside road, Jimmy Crow is going to hope that he can get some help pretty quickly from that 45 car. See if they can make that charge, as we've seen that outside line be able to do. But as I say that, Raymond Rittenauer, he's going to jump to the top. We talked about the teamwork of those drivers during the Sunday series. So I don't think there are any teammates right now. I think they're all going to be going for it themselves, try to get that win for each other, so they can throw the teamwork out the window and just go after it full tilt here. So you see right there on the inside, you got the 88 Gabe Butler, 8 of Dude Conrad on the outside, the 87 Raymond Rittenauer, 16 of Jimmy Crow. Going for the front here, trying to see what they can do. It looks like, again, we talked about the top side, does have some momentum. As I say that, Raymond Rittenauer is going to lead that lap as we come to 22 to go. He's trying to see, he couldn't quite clear the 88 car. They almost looked like he tried to make a move there and just didn't quite have enough. Look, pretty good heads up driving by the two of them on the top side to keep those cars pointing in the right direction. That definitely looked like a pretty big moment there between the two of them. However, it looks like the 87 is starting to get the momentum he needs, just not quite enough to clear the 88 yet. As they come into turn number 3. But again, you see the inside line definitely has the advantage through the turns. However, on the outside, it's going to be the exit of the turns where they really kind of show their pace. But as I say that, they're going to separate just a little bit, and that's going to really open the door for this inside line to take advantage. Looks like the 45 is going to jump to the top. He's going to roll to the back a little bit. Maybe either some fuel saving strategy, or maybe just didn't like where he was on track there. So he's going to grab the back of the strap here. As we say, we're going to 21 to go here. Next time around it's going to be 20 to go. And again, here comes that 7. We just mentioned Dale will be back on the lead lap. He's going to jump to the inside here to start making some moves himself. But again, up front, though, you see those top two able to actually sneak a little bit of a gap now over that outside line. But right now, again, Dude Conrad staying right locked up with that 88 of Gabe Butler as they run. As I said, here comes that top side again, making some good progress here on the outside. We'll see if they're able to stay locked together here. It looks like they will. So I think we're going to see this outside line make some pretty good momentum here through the tri-oval. It looks like Raymond just got the lead at the line. Again, really close between the two of them. So, see, most of the field here that are still on this lead lap pack, or in this main draft, I should say, all of them are running 2x2 right now. No 3-wide moves yet. But again, they still ways to go. 20 to go at the line there. So again, it's going to be tight on fuel, I believe, especially for these leaders. Let's say we'll see if they have enough fuel to make it to the end. We saw how hard the 88 was saving fuel under that yellow. So some of these guys, like you mentioned, that 45, he might be trying to just play a little bit of strategy here, save enough fuel in case some of these guys up front, while they're racing hard here for the win, maybe they're going to maybe burn themselves out of fuel potentially. Do here is we're going to hop on board on the outside line with that number 16 car here of Jimmy Butler. We'll watch him work that. We can see him kind of work the wheel in the corner of the screen by the ticker, working the back bumper of the 87 of Raymond Rittenauer, trying to push him to the front here. And then he's going to hope that the 87 drops to the inside. That way he can try to get the push on the outside, I believe, with Everett Lane behind him. But right now those two are just kind of holding things side by side here for the moment. And I think the longer they are side by side, that's going to kind of open the temptation up to try to make that third line work. But as I say that, Raymond's going to clear him. That's going to move Raymond now to the lead on the inside line. But now that's going to put Everett Lane and the 16 now of Jimmy Crow as the lead pack on the outside. And you can already see they're starting to get some pretty good momentum right off the bat. All right, so we mentioned I wanted to see what was on the front bumper of the 88 car. This is probably our best opportunity to do that. Powered by Ronald Jones. For those who know who he is, I do not at the moment, so I've got some research to do later on tonight. Alright, see these guys starting to wiggle a little bit again. We talked about, I think things are just starting to pick up that little bit more as they go through, as this run progresses. They're going to come around here to 17 to go this time around. So again, looks like the inside line is working really well though now. Say we got that 88, 87 locked together here. Those are two pretty stout teammates when they race together in the Sunday series. But I say they're up for a pretty big fight here with that 16 of Jimmy Crow and the 41 of Everett Lane. See Les Levy as well joining the mix here, back up here again in that 62. Caught up in that last incident. Luckily he had a fast repair to use, and say now he's going to go after it here as well, try to help this top line make some more momentum. See the 87 actually able to gap the inside line just a little bit. So we're going to watch this 88 car now. He's got just enough where it looks like he could jump to the top if he wants to. So we're going to see if he's going to stay with his Sunday teammate, or if he's going to maybe jump to the top once that 16 starts to get the momentum that he's going to eventually, I feel like, gain. But it looks like right now Gabe's going to stay tucked into that back bumper of the 87 car. And then this could be some strategy too. Maybe Gabe is trying to save enough fuel to make sure he can make it to the end, let the 87 run lead this pack here, and just kind of, again, he's going to run a little bit more fuel than the rest of the field here, running that run by himself. But as I say that, he proved me wrong. Gabe's going to jump to the top, get that momentum from the 16 of Jimmy Crow, and try to get the lead back here in that number 88 as they enter turn number 3 with 16 to go. Right now the field's still running pretty much 2x2. That 37 car wants to go 3 wide. That's Christopher Hill. However, he has nobody wanting to go with him, so he kind of pokes out, looks, but then there's nowhere for him to go. He has to fall back in line on that top groove. So, and you see right there that 88 is definitely, oh, you see a bit of a wiggle there as they're trying to push through the turn. So you can see the 816 rolled off a little bit. That way they didn't hook each other. That's going to get him back lined up here, and saying again, he's going to try to get this big push down the back stretch. Right now, Gabe Butler definitely looks like he's got a lot of help from that 16 of Jimmy Crow. So we'll see as they enter turn number 3, still side by side. Again, that 37 car, Christopher Hill wants to make that top side happen. Just nobody going with him. He's hoping somebody will jump up there in front of him and he can maybe lock on with them, or hope that one of those guys behind him jumps up. But right now, say he's still kind of just the lonely man trying to make that top side work, and just has not happened yet. As I say that, here comes the top side. They're going to go 3 wide. They leave Gabe Butler there out to dry on the middle. It's going to be Jimmy Crow here trying to lead this top groove here. Looks like he's going to clear the 88. Trying to keep, I think he's trying to not ditch his drafting partner there in that 41 car. However, in doing so, he's kind of put himself in a bad spot now where he doesn't have the help that he had earlier. So he could have cleared the 88, but now he's going to fall back a little bit. And you can see the damage that's done to the middle line here, because you see how much position they've lost. So now Les Levy's going to lock onto this 88 car and see if he can kind of lead this charge here in the second groove. Yeah, unfortunately, it looked like that second line was going to work pretty well, and then just kind of, again, it's really, you can make the third groove work, but you just really have to be just right on each other. So we're going to say, you see again, Christopher Hill, he wants to make that top side work. We're going to see now, he's hoping that maybe he'll see that 16 or the 41 jump in there with him. Hasn't happened yet. Looks like they're going to stay with the middle, so he's going to lose a few spots doing so. So definitely not what he was hoping to see happen there. So he was really hoping they were going to grab onto him and just give him a push there. However, here comes that outside line again, and so you got Gabe Butler now, Les Levy with the push behind him. Those two are making some pretty good time now, working together, and so they got a little bit of help behind them, but so you can see there's a bit of a gap between those two. And so here comes that third line once again, potentially forming there. You see Jimmy Crow trying to make that third line happen again. So you got looks like the Everett Lane and Jimmy Crow are pretty content to work together with each other, so they're going to make another charge at it here. Again, you can see though that little bit of a wiggle between the two of them. They got to make sure that they stay pretty locked on together without that too much movement. That's the best way to make that gains here. So now the trick is that 37 car, is he going to join that mix on the top side, or is he going to stick with that middle groove now? But right now, this again looks like they have a bit of a gap on him before they can do anything with it. You can see they're starting to make their move. They're about in that 6-7 position. Let's say so. Everett Lane's gonna have to try to stay really committed to that back bumper. Here comes that 37 car. That's gonna help them have a little bit more of a push here as they come through the tri-oval. Gonna be 11 to go at the line. Oh, you see the 41 gets a little out of line there. That's gonna cost them a little bit of momentum. But right now, again, that inside line, Raymond Rittenauer. Middle line is Gabe Butler, and the outside line, Jimmy Crow, leading that pack. You see that 37 car just isn't able to stay with them right now, so it's going to leave those two by themselves here as they go through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. Let's see, even with the two of them, they're making some pretty good progress here. Oh, looks like Gabe Butler just barely clears the 87 Raymond Rittenauer, jumps to the bottom immediately. So now it's going to have the middle line being the 62 of Les Levy leading the way with that 21 behind him, Tony Wright. And so you can see that move there has actually helped the outside line a little bit. Now they're running 3x3 here for about the second position right now, while that 88 of Gabe Butler is still leading the way as we have 10 to go here at Talladega. We got 3-wide battle just about for the lead. Things are definitely picking up. You see cars starting to jockey around a little bit more for position. A little surprised that 37 hasn't jumped back up there with those guys on the top line. I thought for sure he'd be one of the first to take the opportunity when it got there. But right now he's staying with this middle group for the moment. But as I say, you can see he's peeking, he's thinking about it, but he's going to stick with the bottom here as they enter turn number 3. And you can see still running 3x3, just slightly staggered off of each other. I say it's really close between these top 3 as they come through the tri-oval. Now they're all lined up nose to tail here on that outside for the lead, all 3x3. Just a nose right now to Gabe Butler again. And actually, as I just noticed, so yeah, I'm not sure where Raymond Rittenauer disappeared to. As I saw the 87, no, I don't see the 87. So I don't know if I missed anything there. Apologies if I did. But unfortunately, I'm not showing him on our ticker at the moment, so he may have either disconnected or something happened to Raymond there. But now, let's say, so that's going to give the 88 and the 8 now on the inside line. But you can see Les Levy now, that's kind of the beneficiary of that now. He's got just a nose ahead of these guys, not quite clear of the inside line. But yeah, you can see, though, these guys are definitely starting to get a lot closer, drafting a lot more aggressively with each other. As we're going to come around here to 8 to go at the line. As I said that now, the 88 of Gabe Butler, he gets the push he needs. He's starting to make a little bit more progress, as the 8 of Dude Conrad as well. So those two locked on really well together. They're going to now take the lead here and have a little bit to spare as well. It looks like Les Levy losing a little bit of help from that 21 car, so they're going to try to get reformed up here and make another charge. But right now, that 88 and the 8 working extremely well together. Also, just showing the 7 of Dale Willoughby just went in for a pit stop. Again, we're not sure about the fuel window. I wonder if actually, I think the 7 never had a chance to pit there under the yellow when he got his lucky dog. So I think that 7 was out of fuel there, had to make a pit stop here. So showing right now the tail end of the lead lap. Is going to need some help to try to stay on the lead lap here, but right now, these drivers still running pretty much 3x3 if they can. We have 7 to go. So the next thing that's going to be happening is these leaders, you can see in the distance, they're starting to catch 2 cars there a little further up. Looks like, I believe that's the 31 and the 28 working together, trying to lose as little time as possible. But I think they both have some damage, so this field's going to start catching their draft soon and be able to start making some ground on them. As we're going to be coming around to 6 to go at the line. Again, still the 88 of Gabe Butler leading the way. Dude Conrad right behind him. And then you've got the 62 of Les Levy in the middle groove. Looks like the 49 has just entered the pits there. That's Stephen Knight. So that's going to have one more driver here in the pits, which is starting to make me wonder if there is going to be some fuel concerns for some of these guys. So are some of these guys maybe just who are kind of in this draft but just kind of cruising right now, are they just thinking about fuel right now? So as I said, here comes, you can see Charles and Michael there. Really nice move by them. They just dropped to the apron here, going to look at this all go by, and then just hop back on track and hopefully grab onto their draft and not lose too much time. but let these leaders fight it out for the win here, as we're going to be coming around to 5 to go at the line. That third line starting to lose the formation a little bit. You can see they've lost a bit of ground here, so they're going to have to really hustle to try to make something happen. And see, also you can see the middle line really not forming very well either here. So that could open the door. Oh, as they say, close contact between the 37 and 21. They stay off each other and keep it pointed in the right direction. But again, that's going to cost them even more time here. So let's say right now that 62 car is going to need some more help, but I'm curious to see now, is that 8 of Dude Conrad, if that 62 starts to get that run, is he going to jump to the top and maybe try to move this middle groove? But right now it looks like Les Levy going to stick in that spot, and looks like they're going to stay locked, kind of locked in line here with that 8 and the 88. So again, we don't know about fuel. It could still be really close. Let's say we got 5 to go, 4 at the line. Showing the last pit stop was about 20 to 21 laps ago, so this could be really tight on fuel. And I think if there's a yellow, everybody's going to have to pick, because I don't think anybody will be able to make it for an extended caution. And I say we're just talking about that outside the groove. Going to have to try to get locked back together. And here they come again. Jimmy Crow again with that 41 of Everett Lane. They're working together again here, trying to see if they can get that top side going. I would love to have another car to work with them, but right now, say those are the two that are just working the top by themselves. Les Levy trying to work this middle groove as well with the 21 and the 02. And again, we talked about the inside line with the 88 and the 8. We know how well they work together as well in that Sunday series. But as I say that, though, you see that middle and the top getting really close to each other through turn number 3. You say they're starting to make another charge here with that 16 and the 41. I just feel like they need a little more help, but they just haven't got anybody else to join them at the moment. So going to come around here to 3 to go at Talladega again. Really exciting finish going on right now. So we'll see if they're able to keep it clean and green to the end. But you can just see how aggressive everybody's being. They're starting to kind of run a little tighter to each other through the turns. I see everybody's starting to wiggle just a little bit more. Close call between the 21 and the 60. 02 right on the door of that 16 as well. But yeah, so everybody's business definitely picking up right here. You see Les Levy just to the outside of the 8 of Dude Conrad. So they're getting pretty close here for that front group here. Say if Les can get a little bit more of a push, he might be able to line up again with that 88 of Gabe Butler. But right now still that 88 does have the slight advantage as they run. But you can see he's definitely committed to that bottom line right now with that 8 behind him. Alright, this time around 2 more laps to go. Oh, 16 of Jimmy Crow in the wall just a little bit, able to get it off the wall. Looks like he'll be able to keep it pointed in the right direction. That's going to get rid of the third line, but that could be a huge benefit though now for Les leaving the 62, because now he's got that 41 at Everett Lane in his draft as well. So that's going to be what he's hoping for. The more cars in that middle groove, the better, because that's going to help him get that push he needs to try to get to the front as we are on the backstretch with a lap and a half to go. Looks like they're coming up on lap traffic here. So see, looks like the same thing. He's going to stay out of the way there. Really heads up driving by him. A lot of respect for these drivers that they're doing here in this race. I really like to see that. So yeah, so say we're going to see if they're able to make it to the white here. So again, we're going to see a lot of aggression from these drivers trying to do what they can to get back to the front. You see that outside line starting to lose the formation. The 41 actually, Everett Lane, he went to the inside here. I think his goal now is going to be try to clear that 62 and be that pusher, or pushy, I guess you could say. But here comes the 51 as we do take the white flag. We are on the final lap here at Talladega. The 51 of Kenneth Mixel is going to be the one to lead the group. He's got some nose damage. I don't think that's going to be where he needs to be. But here comes the 41 Everett Lane. He's trying to time when he wants to get to the top. He's going to peak. He's hoping that he's going to have some help with him. He's going to side draft 8 just a little bit as they come through the backstretch. However, that 02 does not go with him. This is going to be a difficult chance now for Everett Lane to make that topside happen. Looks like he may not have the momentum he needs. So now we're going to watch these front 3 here. Gabe Butler, Jude Conrad, and the 02 of Seth Gruber. We talked about how good of a pusher that 02 was. We'll see if that comes into play as they come out of turn number 4 for the final time. Going to be coming through the tri-oval here. Right now, everybody's staying single file at the line. We'll see if they stay locked together or not. Looks like Gabe Butler going to get the win here. Jude Conrad behind him. Seth Gruber gets the 3rd position there. Really, really good run for these guys to the finish. Able to make it on fuel as well. But man, that was some pretty intense 3-ride racing there at the end. Say for, I don't know, probably at least 2 dozen laps there between those guys. So Really, really great job by those guys. And we talked about that teamwork, that 8 and the 88 working extremely well together, holding the inside line and making it happen. That's going to give, again, the 88 of Gabe Butler the win this evening at Talladega. Dude Conrad in second, Seth Groover in third, Tony Wright in fourth, and Christopher Hill rounds out the top 5. See the 88 of Gabe Butler there celebrating through the grass here at Talladega. Save the equipment a little bit probably, but I'm sure we'll see him back on track here in just a little bit too, doing some more celebration. But again, really good race here. Really exciting finish there at the end. Again, want to mention, of course, happy birthday to LG. Sorry you weren't able to make the race. Hope you enjoyed the race though. But yeah, so. Great race by the drivers here. Put it on a really good show, as you see that 88 of Gabe Butler burning down the house here, doing some donuts there. So yeah, really great run. I'll see if we can have a chat with any of these drivers, if anybody is around. I'll hang out for a little bit and see if anybody hops on here. We can have a chat with them. But at the moment, we don't have anybody yet. So with that though, while we do that, we'll give us some time to see if they want to hop in here. So while we're checking that, though, we'll do our final results though for the evening. So our race winner, the number 88 of Gabe Butler, second place Dude Conrad, Seth Groover in third, Tony Wright fourth, Christopher Hill fifth. In sixth, you got Buck Johnson, seventh Everett Lane. In eighth is Dustin Markham, ninth Les Levy, and in 10th Kenneth Mixell. In the 11th position, you have Dave Lane, 12th Jimmy Crow, 13th is Charles Johnson, 14th Michael Spell, 15th Stephen Knight, 16th Dale Willoughby. Then you have Raymond Rittenauer, Colton Zimmer, Donald Stewart, and Douglas Johnson. So you see some of the other drivers here from 21st on back. You've got Kitty Engstrom, Aaron Adcock, Harold Deckard, Bart Murak, Robbie Singleton, Eric Laurie, Joe Delavecchia, Sean Wilder, Quentin Warman, Clint Mota. Then we have Max Bryant, Paul Witt, Kevin Thrift, Tyler Laureano, Kason Harnish, Dustin Scruggs, Dylan Butler, Connor LaFrance, Michael Pegg, and Jason Kinzer. The last drivers that were in the race this evening: Ron Coonigan, Jace LaFour, Nadine Sabah. Some of those did not take the grid, unfortunately, this evening. So we'll go and take a peek, see if anybody's hiding out here in Discord to have a chat with. And sure enough, I see a few of them in here. So you know what? Let's pull them in together. Why not, right? So we're going to grab the second place finisher, Dude Conrad, and our race winner, Gabe Butler. Figure pull you guys in together because, plate racing, you got to do some teamwork, and you guys did some awesome teamwork with the two of each other. Worked pretty much lockstep with each other that last run once you guys got hooked up together. So was that pretty much the plan once you guys got together? That was going to be kind of stick with each other, or were you thinking maybe coming out of 4, maybe you try to sneak a move on them, dude?
Oh no, they work as a team in our Discord room. We don't do that. We both lose if that happens. We had a Bray with us. That's another teammate of ours, and was kind of controlling both lines there, and he's had throughput or something. Me and Gabe was able to pull it off.
Now, I say you two did an awesome job. I say a lot of your team was up front at one point or another. I say obviously some connection issues and of course some incidents, unfortunately. As I know, Raymond was up there, and then he I don't know if he fell out or what happened there, unfortunately for him. But we had mentioned that team is kind of, you guys are the ones to keep an eye on those super speedways. So you kind of proved it again this evening. Was there a game plan for you guys this evening? Kind of get up front and control it, or was it kind of just let things kind of go early on and then go after it once the race got kind of settled in a little bit? Or what was your guys' mindset going into tonight?
Well, I don't know about Gabe. We was kind of hoping it went green the first half of the race and just have some fun out there mixing up with the guys. And it I don't know what the issue was tonight, man. It must have had 15 cautions, and I don't know, it turned into a little comic show there for a minute, but it all settled out there at the end. It always does.
Yeah, still a pretty good run overall. So it was pretty cool again for them to put that on for LG's birthday this evening. So a lot of fun on there. So yeah, we'll throw it over to Gabe now. I say able to pull off that one. I'll say anything. Say anything different on your end for what Dude was saying, or were you kind of in the same mindset as him?
We always try and, have the same mindset, and we communicate really well and try and get our pit strategies down. It didn't stay green, obviously, so that kind of got thrown out the window. But you want to try and kind of, you can't really stick to a plan at the beginning of a race because it evolves as you go, and like a lot of stuff happens, with cautions, or somebody might have a bad pit stop or whatever. But we were able to get hooked up at the end. Unfortunately, Ray had a connection issue and dropped out. But when you get the 8 behind you, you've 99% chance of winning right there.
Yeah, so you definitely worked well together. You saw that second and third groove try to kind of get some runs on you. Say Les was working with you, and then towards the end that line just kind of fell apart, unfortunately for him, trying to make that charge on you guys as well. But yeah, I mean, you guys did an awesome job on kind of controlling that race, especially that last run there. How tight were you guys on fuel as well? Was it easily good to go, or are you going to be kind of cutting it close potentially?
I was good by half a gallon, but if there was a green, white, checkered, definitely would have had to pit. I think Dude may or may not have been in the same boat, but we normally have our fuel down pretty good. But thankfully there wasn't a green, white, checkered in this one, or definitely would have had to pit.
Yeah, I would say a half a gallon's a pretty tight window there to make it to the end. So a really good job for you guys to do that. So I was joking earlier on. We'll see if I can con either of you into it. For sure, obviously, but
well, I would, but I've got a sore throat now. I know Dude used to be a professional singer back in the day, so he might be able to bang one out for you there.
This thing on? This thing on? No, happy birthday to LG. That's what this was all about, was setting up something to celebrate his birthday, man.
Nice. So you guys did an awesome job. Put on a really good show tonight. However, before I let you go, also, of course, have to give you opportunity for any thanks and shouts that you'd like to give for pulling off that 1-2 this evening. So I'll let you start off, Dude, and then we'll pass it over to Gabe here.
How about Eric Laurie got him the heat win? He made it look easy. Dale Willoughby started on the outside pole. Ray was with us right there at the end. We kind of get our cake and eat it too right now.
All right, what about you, Gabe?
Just a shout out to the teammates, and of course yourself for jumping in there and broadcasting this thing. And that was a nice birthday present for LG. Hopefully he's enjoying his birthday and he's feeling a bit better. The man's a legend in iRacing. He's a great person to race with, and always enjoy his company on track.
Yeah, during qualifying where you guys were making your laps, I went over some of the stats of his official races, and I say there are some pretty stout numbers there. So yeah, you're definitely spot on that one. So again, congrats to you guys. That's a great run this evening. Obviously showed your teamwork, how you guys do things together, which is, again, I mean, that's what you got to do in these super speedway series. So maybe a little bit of a warm up for tomorrow evening. So enjoy the rest of your evening and look forward to talking with you guys again tomorrow.
Well, thank you. And before you go, that's all a testament to LG's. I mean, me and Gabe, we went in his room, got our asses kicked by, watching what they do. LG's he's a legend.
Yeah, it's always good to be able to pick up some good tips from drivers that are able to kind of give you some of the ropes and everything. And so you guys are definitely putting it to good use, getting that 1-2 finish this evening.
Thank you, bud.
All right, those are our top 2 finishers there. Gabe Butler in the 88, Dude Conrad in the number 8, working together, bringing home the win this evening. Again, I want to definitely congratulate Seth Groover on that 3rd place finish as well. So good, LG. Hope you had a wonderful birthday. So it sounds like, hopefully you're doing well. If you're able to catch us later on, hope you enjoyed it. And again, if for those that are interested, you can definitely find us here at Green White Checkered TV, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and of course Area 51 Racing League at area51iracing.com. I'll say this is just kind of a fun race they were doing to put on for LG's birthday bash, so really cool of them to put that on and to let me be a part of it. Enjoyed it as always. So again, until tomorrow night, look forward to catching you all then. But until tomorrow night, though, remember, if possible, please stay home, stay safe, wash your hands, and of course, have a good evening and have a good night.